been hearing so far of OTAs?
Well, I mean, it sounds like the Eagles got studs everywhere. That's what it sounds like.
Ready for a shakedown. Prepared for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down.
There's no mini camp because Eagles are cutting that out for obviously injury purposes, and reasons for that. And then you have training camp at the end of July. So from the OTA so far of just what's been going on, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, what have you been hearing so far of OTAs?
Well, I mean, it sounds like the Eagles got studs everywhere. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like we're ready to rock and roll. Man, listen, I'm really excited from the things I've heard so far. And look, they don't have pads and all those kind of things. So you can't put a lot of stock in things, except for a few. One, injuries, right? We know Brandon Graham's out there and he's moving around and he looks like he's back. That's a very good sign. Jalen Hurts has fixed his throwing motion and it looks a lot more smoother than I'm a friggin' mess. This is my wife's fault. Okay? I'm gonna get off topic. Where was I? Okay,
Jalen Hurts movement.
So Jalen Hurts he has a smoother throwing motion. He's throwing the deep ball well. And then, of course, Devontae Smith looks awesome, which we already know he's awesome. But this is just showing everybody. I mean, everybody was raving about Devontae Smith. And I think Devontae Smith is going to be the best receiver by the end of the season on this roster by a lot. I really do. And that's no shot at A.J. Brown. He's a Pro Bowl receiver himself. But I think they're set, And then, of course, my man Jordan Davis is eating cannolis. The guy has been introduced to the cannolis, and I love it. You know what I mean? He likes the cannoli. Pause.
That worried me a little bit when you're talking about food. I'm like, what's the one thing you're worried about Jordan Davis? The one thing you're worried about off the bat? That he won't work out here. The weight. Right.
Yeah. But, people look at him and look at his size, and they say, oh, he must be Albert Haynesworth. Well, what Albert Haynesworth are we talking about? The one that went to Washington or the one that was motivated? If Jordan Davis has work ethic and he's motivated and he's hungry, he could be the best defensive tackle in football. He has all that upside. And my sense from Jordan Davis is that just by watching him in the press conference and stuff, you've got a stud on your hands. You've got a guy that knows he's that good. And I love the things that Brandon Graham said about him, and I think he's going to be fine. I think Brandon Graham told him the best advice. It's all about your fundamentals. Your fundamentals got to be perfect. You have to be good. And if they are, and because the one other thing I worry about him is he's so tall that can he get low enough in leverage? You know what I mean? So he's going to have to be great with his fundamentals. But I think Jordan Davis is going to be an instant impact this year.
Yeah, even Jonathan Gannon said he's a violent player. They're gonna unleash Jordan Davis. They're gonna pin his ears back and he's gonna attack. That's what they're gonna do. And even with Jordan Davis talking about him being a 3-down defensive tackle, he's gonna get a lot of reps this offseason. So things gonna be great. Robert Quinn. I said Robert Quinn's interesting, dude. Like he's
very interesting.
32 years old.
Yeah.
17 and a half sacks.
18 and a half sacks.
Oh, 18 and a half.
18 and a half sacks. And then somebody commented, because I did a video on him, and somebody commented that he had 2 sacks the year before, but 46 pressures. So he was just missing, and he kind of caught fire. I think a guy like that could be a great trade deadline piece to add. You know what I mean? Especially if you need more pressure. You can never get enough pressure. You know what I mean?
You're talking about week 9 trade deadline? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, I see him as a trade deadline candidate. Maybe, earlier if it presents itself, but I just read Jason LaConfort said he wants out. He wants to be moved. So
yeah, I don't doubt it. I probably asked for I probably want out.
He's only $13 million this year. So he's $13 million. And if let's say you get him at the trade deadline, it'll be about $5 or $6 million. So something to think about,
Yeah, the Eagles are always active during the trade deadline or before leading up to it.
I expect them to be in on it. I mean, they're going to be good. So they're going to be trying to take a shot.
And you could look for it, like, God forbid a quarterback goes down, you have Minshew still here, or something happens. I think the Eagles will try to sell somebody if that's the case. You know, it could be Dillard, it could be Minshew, it could be almost anybody. So there's definitely some trade candidates on this team. So we'll see. JJ, take a Whiteside. So looks like he gained 12 pounds for the to be playing tight end now. So he will be a little bit heavier now. What do you take out of the whole tight end group so far?
I like the Dallas Goedert. I like Stahl. I like Jackson when he comes back from injury, and I think Whiteside's got to go. I expect Whiteside to get to the third preseason game, which we call the Whiteside Bowl, and he'll have a great game and he'll make the team, and he shouldn't. But I mean, all honestly, like, what do people really expect from Whiteside? I mean, look, maybe he can make the transition. But to me, if he makes the transition to tight end, it's going to be in the receiving game. It's not going to be as a blocker.
No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't caught, what do you have? How many receptions did he have last year? 3? 3 or 4? Not even 5. I mean, he had less than 5. I mean, he didn't have 5 receptions. He had less than 5 receptions. So
Mary Poppins didn't have a spoonful of sugar for that guy.
I mean, do you think they're just saying what? Do you think they put him at tight end? Obviously they added a lot of receivers. Not even just AJ Brown, but do you think they put him in that spot because it's like, let's just see what he could do?
Howie just doesn't want to cut him because he's a second-round pick.
Right.
So he's trying to give him one more chance. But they got the other kid they drafted, right? Calcaterra. I mean, apparently he's got a lot of upside. I see people talking about a call-in show. We're going to do a couple call-in shows within the next few weeks. So there will be that.
Yeah, we'll have it. When everything starts, everything's starting to go down now. So obviously we'd like to talk to you guys about the off season and, what's to come. So we're excited about that. Because we really don't do them. I think we did maybe 2 last year. Maybe, I don't even remember how many we did together. Yep. Probably 1 or 2. So,
yep.
Calcaterra is an interesting one because it's funny. It's not funny, but I'm just saying when it comes to like between the receivers and some of these tight ends, like Calcaterra played with Jalen Hurts in Oklahoma. I mean, AJ Brown is best friends with Jalen Hurts. I mean, Devontae Smith played with Jalen Hurts. I mean, there's so many connections with some of these players and to the coaches, even Brian Johnson as well as connections with them too. So, I want to believe the hype so much for Jalen Hurts.
And don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.